Hi, Jovani.
Hi, Megan.
It's been so, long since we saw each other.
So long.
Too long. We were
Like-
a really big part of each other's lives right before this all happened.
Actually, we were.
And it was very unexpected.
They forced us to be.
What?
Yeah.
What did you say?
They forced us to be in each other's lives.
It's true. So, you're a new addition to New York City Ballet as of maybe now a year ago? Or
yeah.
When did you join?
Not even. It would be, it's going to be a year and 20 days, I think, something like that. Because that's when we started last year.
Okay.
So yeah, basically a year now.
And I have to admit, when you joined, I thought you were going to come for the taller partners. And then we ended up dancing a lot as it came out of left field.
I know. I think they took me as taller than I actually am. I'm not that tall, or I guess because of Miami City Ballet people are here, so I'm 6, there are people in the company that are much taller.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot,
Oh, you're 6 foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think they took me for taller than I actually am. Yeah, and they ended up being paired, with you.
But that's a compliment for them to think that you're taller than you really are, because it means that you have nice long lines and you're giving the impression that you're longer. But
yeah, you just you sell that you're tall. I think I have long limbs, my arms are long.
Yeah.
And they're actually longer than, unproportionately long, but it's been working for my advantage.
So when you were in Miami City Ballet, who did you dance with?
I danced a lot my last years with Lauren Fadley and with Simone Mesmer. Those were my big partners. And then before, I danced a lot with Emily Brown. There, I danced with the tallest girls.
But the tallest girls there are not the tallest girls at New York City Ballet.
No.
By 5 inches, right?
Yes, because when Maya Collins, you remember, she was at City Ballet. She came to Miami City Ballet. Yeah, we did Ballet Imperial, PC2. And then at Miami City Ballet, she did the tall girls. And then she was at City Ballet, I was the short girl. I was in the group of the short girls.
That's crazy.
So it's really different.
Do you know what Simone is doing now? I haven't heard about her.
Last thing I saw from her, she was teaching online. Just now during the
well, we're
pandemic.
All teaching online.
She was teaching for Ballet Chicago because she has a connection there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's. How long were you at Miami City Ballet, and where did you start? Well, let's start at the very beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Joinville in Brazil. It's where I am right now, actually. In my city, it's my hometown where they have a Bolshoi school here. Bolshoi opened a school here. So when I was 10, I took a test for the school, not knowing dance or anything. They literally just I was in middle school, I was in 4th grade. And they literally just come and ask, who wants to try out for the ballet?
Oh, okay.
And I was very reluctant. But my whole family, they supported me. My grandma especially. She's you love to dance at family barbecues. You have the body of a dancer, but not ballet. I would dance to Brazilian popular music, which is not all of the Brazilian popular music is like that, but it was twerking. That's what I did at family barbecues. So they thought I had the gene for dance because of that. So yeah, I took the test. I was 10. That was in, I don't know, 2003.
So wait, how is that test? Because I've seen I can't remember the name of the movie. It's on YouTube, but it's about 4 Russian Kirov ballerinas.
Yes.
What's it called?
Yes. I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
But
it's very dramatic.
It shows that they're all in underwear, right? Being looked at for their proportions and their flexibility and how well their feet are pointed. Was that what you went through?
Exactly that. Yeah. So since the first test was in my school, they just asked us to do a butterfly and try to do a split and see who actually. People had never done this.
Wait, but did they strip you down? Are you in your tighty whities?
Well, no. The first test, no. So they do the first one, and you're in your school clothes, and then if you pass that one, then you do go to the actual school for the second one, and you are in your underwear in a room filled with 100 kids, all these Russians that you don't
That
know,
would
these like
never
doctors.
be allowed in the U.S.
It's insane. It's insane. And like they just literally brought the model from there. It's like they follow everything from there.
I mean, I have a little respect for it because it's like super hardcore, and like also ballet's hard, and there is something like intriguing about finding the people that have the gift in their body for it. But you and I know it's about so much more than that too.
Yeah. I think it is. It does like help, but I think ballet is so much more than that. But yeah, it's a little crazy. Like but I guess I only started ballet because of that, because I took the test and they thought I had the body for it.
I have to say though, I can tell that you would have passed the test. I can tell.
Well, thanks. I guess I passed it. I made it.
I don't know if I would have
so
passed
far
the test.
It's been working. This is the thing that like I see so many people that like when I look sometimes at the school, I'm like, so many great dancers sometimes like they wouldn't have picked because that's not how.
That's true.
And also it's so hard sometimes to bring that model to Brazil because we're so different, like genetically from Russians, So sometimes you just can't, or like they pick, the girls, they're literally just bone, and then they go through puberty and they think it's like they should look like the Russians while they're going through puberty, but they're different. We're very different people.
Right.
Interesting. So my start was that. My start was just, getting in my white underwear in front of a bunch of doctors and Russian people, and I passed the test. They strip you down and they make you, do splits, and they, stretch your arches. They measure your limbs.
Were you thinking like, what the hell is this when you were doing it, or were you like, okay?
I was intrigued. I wasn't like, I was intrigued. It was just a whole different world.
Yeah.
And I'm very, I guess I'm still a little bit like this. I was very like, okay, you tell me to do this, I'll do this. So I was just trying to go with it.
Before you did that,
it was a weird experience.
Did you play any soccer or anything before that?
No, I did like Muay Thai, which is sort of like a martial art. That was the only thing I ever did.
What are some of the moves? Do you know?
I don't even remember. I fought like with my sister in class. I don't even remember, honestly. I actually do have it in my like bucket list that I want to go back to it one day.
That's cool.
I'm gonna have to do this so I can defend myself.
Amazing. And then you had pretty good training there, or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's so good. Like, the faculty is all, mostly Russian. So they do follow, the Vaganova. It's very serious. I started, I was 11 years old, and we would start.
So wait, is it like a Bolshoi satellite school?
Yeah, it's a Bolshoi satellite school.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. We would start when I was from age 11 till 14, would start at 7:30 in the morning and go to 11:30, so it's like 4 hours. We'd have ballet, we'd have gymnastics, we'd have history of music, history of dance. I played the piano. I had to play the piano.
Oh, that's great.
We had English. No, it's like a full-on, like the whole
that's incredible.
syllabus.
And so
the school is amazing. And
when did you move to Miami?
Then after 7 years in the school, I participated in the Jackson IBC in Mississippi. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes,
National Ballet Competition. Yes.
Did you win it?
So, yeah, I got cut in the first round. I did terribly, actually. Because, like, my school was so traditional and closed, like, we didn't go outside and do other things.
Yeah.
So that was, like, we had a Brazilian director at that time when I was able to go to the competition. I feel like that opened up a little bit, because before with the Russians, it was a little more closed. So, yeah, I went to the competition. I did terribly. I got cut in the first round.
What variation did you do?
I was so nervous.
Do you remember?
I did Capella and I did Flames of Paris. Which I loved in Flames of Paris. I did it for so many years in school. Actually, Radmansky was a judge the year that I went.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Was he yet a major choreographer, or?
It was 2010, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're, I guess, even younger. I don't know. But yeah, so
No.
are you 27 now?
I'm 27, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I did that when I was 17, and that's how Edward Villela was there watching classes. He was, the founder of Miami City Ballet, and he was, looking for, I guess, talents and people who he could, bring to his company. And he saw me in class, and Roma Sosenko as well, one of our ballet masters. And they offered me a scholarship. They saw me in class, and they saw something. And that messy dancer that got cut in the first round, they saw something there.
And so
with all my Russian training.
You told your parents, and like, was this even a thought in your head that you would move so far away from home and live in the United States?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh. I mean, not when I first started, but around the age of like 13, 14, I was like, I want to go. I always wanted to go to the United States because everyone in my school just wants to go to Russia. Like the Bolshoi is their dream.
Are there any Brazilian dancers in the Bolshoi?
Yes, there's 3 actually.
Oh, there are.
The 3 are from my school.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, there are 4 Brazilians. 3 are from my school. The other one is not.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. And then there's some on other companies like in Kazan, in Perm, at the Mariinsky. Yeah, but I wanted to go to, honestly, like my first like dream company, because that's what we heard of all the time, and it's so popular like on YouTube to watch like the Paloma Herrera and Angel Corella like Don't Cute video. So I was like ABT, like I want to go there. So that was like my goal.
Yeah.
But then, Edward opened a door for me. I didn't even know about Miami City Ballet. But when I got offered the scholarship, it was like, I'm going,
Did you have any exposure to Balanchine technique before?
Zero.
And so you were 16 and you went to the school?
Yes, I went to the school. I was 17 by the time I moved. So the competition was in June 2010, and then in December of the same year, I moved. And then I started in 2011, in January. And it was like, like it's Vaganova technique is, like the base of ballet. And even, Balanchine dancers, when he first started, like, they all came from that, tradition of
absolutely.
Russian dancing. Yeah. So I think that helped me. But when I got into school, like all the, the musicality and the quickness of steps, that was hard.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So how long is the flight from Brazil to, well, let's say Miami? Do you know?
8.5 hours.
Okay, and then to New York, it's like, what, 10,
like 2
11?
hours. Oh, no, from Brazil it would be like 10. Yeah, not from Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's further than Europe, You're
it's pretty far.
You're pretty far from home.
Yeah, and also I'm in the, a town in the south, like, I can't get a direct flight from here.
Okay.
It's, like, internationally, so I have to always, like, fly somewhere. It takes me, like, 12 hours to get home.
Okay. And how often have you visited home over the years? Like, a couple times a year do you go, or your parents come out?
No, once a year. I can only come once a year, yeah. So, every year I was lucky enough to come.
You must be really enjoying this quality time with family.
Actually, yeah, it's been nice. I can't complain. I mean, it feels like I have moved back. It's been almost 4 months. It's crazy.
Isn't this weird?
So
what are we
crazy.
doing?
Like I'm driving. I have like a car, and like I'm driving around. Here things are a little more flexible, I guess, with the I've been going to my ballet school. I've been going to the Bolshoi every day to take class.
That's great.
I go to physical therapy. I have a friend teaching me PBT. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Progressing Ballet Technique, which is like amazing. It's this Australian woman created this method for their very basic but difficult exercises to help you with like, your ballet technique.
Yeah.
It's strength, yeah. But it's such crazy stuff.
Okay, give me a combo. Can you just like talk one out?
Okay, so I'll show you with my hands. Like you're lying on your back, and then you like lift your chest and your neck off the floor. So you're kind of like in boat pose, you know? Like legs are like, and then your feet are in fourth position with a ball in between your feet. You have to squeeze and you like plie straight, and then you switch.
So it's like Pilates.
Insane. It's like Pilates, yes, but it's specific for dancers. There's like things you do like a rumbar sit with your hips over a ball and a hand on the floor. There you do like a fondue, but like up on a bridge, like on
It
go
almost
on
seems
with a
like
ball.
floor bar with props.
Yes, it's like floor bar with props.
I did.
Sometimes you roll like a TheraBand on both of your legs, rotating out, and like you pull together the feeling of like your leg literally like
Wait, I
opening
kind of
up.
want to do
It's
this
really
now.
crazy.
How do we all do this?
I mean, they are now they're offering classes online, but you can even get certified. I was actually looking into it at the beginning of this year because they do like certification courses in New York. There's a lot of people that are
I just
certified. It's
think
called
there's
PDT.
certain things in ballet that you can't manifest unless you have this outside help to cue you into the way you're supposed to hold yourself. So, like for me, like I like Pilates for the strengthening and the stretching. Like it's improved
Mm-hmm.
my extension, and my lines and my strength, obviously. But I've been taking a killer Pilates class with my Pilates teacher. Like she does it twice a week, but I can really only handle once because it's like an hour and 35 minutes of straight, like it's like so intense. But gyrotonics is something that cued me in a way for my placement that once you have that feeling, one exercise gives you that feeling of how to be, you kind of can never go back. But I would never have been able to get there without the machine of the gyrotonics machine, and like, so I hear you. Like, and I like the idea of a prop to like turn the body
It's
on.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
amazing. You should try it.
Yeah,
You should try it
I would
definitely. You
love
can
it.
find someone that will like teach you online, and hopefully soon we can like do it in person.
Did I tell you I'm
But
going to France?
you are? Yeah, actually, you did tell me that you were going for a couple of months. Yes. Well, maybe you can try it there because
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm
God.
terrified that like I'm gonna get there and that the house we're staying in is gonna be like hard tile. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like
Might
rounded,
be.
bumpy tile and like just like
Yeah.
a surface that you would not even be able to do a bar on. So like
You could just you find a barn or something with floors,
yeah.
or maybe even a dance studio. What city are you
No,
going to?
I'm in the countryside.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's gonna be
You'll help. So you'll find someone to give you some wood planks, and you'll come up with something.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like,
I just need some like wood.
yeah, of
That's
course.
true.
You'll
You know,
be fine.
Ask made his own dance floor.
I know. I saw. Like, it's amazing.
Like
I mean, I've been
he did
lucky
that
that I
in
have a
like the
studio.
first month, and I'm still like maybe I should do something.
Yeah. I saw some people started doing. They're like, okay, we're actually not coming back for the fall.
Yeah.
So let's actually like. I need like. What are big jumps? Who are they? I don't know them anymore.
But you've
You
been in
know.
a studio.
Actually, yeah. No, I'm lying. I do know, but I'm saying like. I think there's this collective thought
Oh yeah.
of dancers out there like
No,
what
I
are we
have
supposed to do
this
right now?
small rectangle of Marley, and with my pointe shoes on, I can't dance outside of that.
Do you do fouettes every day on them?
No.
I'm kidding.
But Katie Tracy gave us a class the other day. We did Italian fouettes, and I was kind of
Oh my
like,
goodness.
I was kind of like, oh damn. And then I did it, and I was like, you know, I had a couch over here and the piano over there, and somehow I didn't hurt myself. But like, I have to say, my knees are starting to take a little toll. Like,
Yeah.
I'm jumping
I'm
on
sure.
cement.
I'm
So
sure. I didn't dare. Honestly, I waited till I had a studio.
I mean, now
Well, when I finished this season, I don't know if you remember, like my knee was kind of hurting.
That's true.
So I really like. I was like, I'm not going to.
How's it feeling? Is it better?
It's finally, actually. It took so long. It's just that I kept getting like, not unmotivated, but I was like, it's been months. Why is it still hurting?
Yeah.
And I was actually, and then every time it would like flare up, I would stop, and then I think that tendons need stress too, and I wasn't understanding that. I guess I didn't
like
want
you
to
think it
understand
needs a
that.
little bit of a push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I get
true.
over the bump, and then it gets
That's
better.
true, because like with Achilles tendonitis, don't they say to do like those releves on a stair or something? Like I
Yeah,
think you do.
you have
stress it a little
to
bit.
like stress it a little bit.
I'm thinking you got kind of lucky that this happened, because otherwise I think you might have been injured. If you had gone at the same rate that you were dancing at.
Oh, like during spring season?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I was a little bit scared, to be honest,
Yeah.
because there enough of a break. We were just gonna go to London
Right.
for Sadler as well, and then yeah, it was like spring season. Well, no, there was Kennedy Center. I don't know what would have happened, to be
We've missed
honest.
like 4 big little
Yeah,
touring, performance
yeah,
seasons.
yeah.
That's just
Saratoga. I was gonna go to Japan next month. No, October with Ashley Bauder project. There's a
oh
lot of like
yeah.
little things. Yeah.
I'm
So
I'm having to kind of like not think about it all because I get kind of angry or like even like there's other companies in Europe that are starting back and
no,
I can't even talk about it.
I
Like,
know it's a little it's infuriating a little bit.
yeah.
Um, but I'm sure it's like hard also. I think for me, like as soon as everything closed in New York, actually before 2 days before I left, and I went to the Hamptons. I went to well, it was Belport because I have a friend that has a house there, and like I really removed myself. And then from there, I came to New York, packed my bag, and came to Brazil. So I feel like that was easier, to not feel like I don't know stuck so
Yeah.
much.
You got to do
But
something in the situation and like but you're missing your boyfriend this whole time.
oh my gosh, Megan, it's gonna be 4 months. Can you believe that? Also, like, it's new. It's a new
Yeah.
relationship. I haven't even known, like, since the first time I laid eyes on him, it's been 10 months, you know?
Yeah.
So, more than half of our relationship has been long distance because we were going out for 2 months, and then he left for France because he's from Paris, and
Right.
he was there for 5 weeks. And then he
Oh
came back,
wow.
and then everything was great. It was amazing. We actually like had time to connect. And then even like the beginning of quarantine, we got to be together for 6 or 7 weeks, like living together.
Uh-huh.
So good. And then I came here, and it's been 4 months. So out of the 10 months that I know him, 5 have been long
Oh
distance.
my god. I kind of
And
have
it's
been
gonna be even longer.
yeah. How long do you think you're going to be there for? We miss
Well, the
you.
thing is,
Not that we're
it's
seeing each other here. I can
actually,
feel
yeah.
the
And then like
distance.
I go there, and you're gonna go to France. So I mean, I have like a visa appointment next month. So like renew my visa, which is something I have to do, and it's stressful.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was planning on coming back as soon as that was, ready. But then now, well, there are a lot of like steps to take for that to happen. Like I can't enter the U.S. from Brazil because Brazilians are banned from entering the U.S. So if I want to enter
Because
the
of the
U.S.,
coronavirus.
yes. So if I want to enter the U.S., I have to go to a country that is accepting Brazilians right now that I can enter, which is like I don't know. It's like I can go to England or Mexico, which I'll probably go to Mexico, and I have to stay for 2 weeks
Oh
in
wow.
order to enter the U.S.
Oh,
from
okay.
one of the countries that are also allowing
So
people to enter.
basically, it's like a forced quarantine in your
Yeah,
place that they're yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
But then also like I was telling you, I have a routine here. I can go to a dance studio. I can go to the beach. I can travel. Like I can be with my
And you're
family.
gonna be with
It's
your
so much
family.
cheaper to be here, and I never get this opportunity of being here for this long with my family. Um, but I also want to go back. But then at the same time, like, why am I gonna go back to take class in my tiny studio
Yeah,
apartment?
no. I think
And
you
then
have to.
winter is coming.
Yeah,
By the time I'm there,
winter. I'm terrified for in New York, especially because it's just so cold, so you can't go outside, and so all of the restaurants that are open now, they're gonna not be able to have outdoor dining
yeah. And then
soon.
the indoor dining with the heat up, like, is that healthy for everyone to
No,
breathe? That,
it's
like,
not going to be allowed. I don't think. I'm thinking all these
yeah.
restaurants that are trying to like open. I mean, you should see it. Has
It's gonna
anyone
be
sent you a
so.
picture? Like every like restaurant, like if you go down like Ninth Avenue, is it Ninth Avenue or 10th, whichever one goes north in Hell's Kitchen. Every restaurant, high end, low end, whatever, they have commandeered the parking spot out in front of their place, and they've made with wood like little porches,
Oh my God,
and there's
amazing.
outdoor seating, and they like some do really cute like plants in the walls.
Like lights.
Yeah, like they've done a really cute job, but it's because like no one's even here to be parking, so no one needs those parking spots, and like it's just really weird. Like you're like driving down the street and like the restaurant's in the street too. Like it's kind of crazy. It's kind of nice because like, it's kind of like got this European vibe.
Yeah. No, but I just think like for the winter, like what are they gonna do?
They're gonna all have
I'm glad they're able to do that right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking we got at a safe distance. We've all got to enjoy the outdoors as much as we can because once it gets to be like November, this is going to be impossible. Or if you're a restaurant, I guess you got to be buying like one of those heat lamps to stay outside. Yeah. And like we'll all just like bundle up in Eskimo gear and like eat outside.
Maybe they'll allow fires in the sidewalk. Like, just, like...
You know, it's like close to that. It's very weird in the city. It's like kind of like there's a lot of homeless people walking around more than usual. I don't know the real situation on that. I don't know if they don't have places to stay like normal, like shelters. I don't know. Like Susie Pilar was saying something today. Like some of them are staying in hotels, empty hotels near her house. Some of them. So it's just like apocalyptic. It's just so weird. How was it in your city? You say you come from a small town?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that small. There's maybe like 800,000 people that live here, so it's not that small. So actually the day I got here, which was April 22nd, that week, like even though it was so early, like everything reopened that day that I got here. Gyms, churches, like malls, restaurants. So when I got here, I was like, is there no virus in Brazil? Like, what's going on? But, you know, each city's, you know, making their own decisions. So in the beginning, I was just like, this is weird. But then, you know, stuff started getting bad. And they started closing stuff more. But honestly, I don't think it feels nearly as bad as New York does. And the other capitals in Brazil are actually shutting everything down. They have, like, some of them have lockdowns. But I think here, because it's smaller, they think that they can contain it, but they actually can't, like...
It's the same in the U.S. So. All of the smaller cities think they're fine, and now they're having, like, huge cases. Yeah. I feel pretty safe in New York, actually. I'm in New Jersey, but I feel I walk outside every day. I'm meeting my neighbors more than ever. I let my daughter play in the playground. I figure if the sun can hit it, it's cleaned every day by the UV rays. I don't know. And also, you just gotta live, and like she's gotta play and socialize. She didn't get to enjoy playgrounds last year. Like this is the first time she's like crawled up and gotten to the slide, and like so, it just feels like it's been really fun, and you know, getting to meet my neighbors has been a silver lining. So
I was gonna say like being at home also with Tuli.
Yeah, spending more time.
Like, yeah, I'm sure. Like this is like a hidden gift in all of this.
It's so true. I'm becoming a specialist in like what she needs. Like when she's kind of like whiny, I'm like, oh, music, gotta play the music. And then she's like, as soon as I play like little toddler music, she like starts to walk around the apartment and she does things on her own. Then she plays independently. But if I don't have music playing, she's like whining all the time. And then music is like magical thing, and she'll like go over in the corner and just read books by herself and like flip the pages. And she plays with her stuffed animals now, and she does tea parties all by herself. I mean,
she needs like a soundtrack for her life. You know, it's almost like she
really does.
You know?
She's dancing. She knows how to jump. She can jump with 2 feet now. She can twirl. You say twirl, and she puts her arms up and she goes in circles.
It's so sweet.
So we're having a lot of improvements in this pandemic on the toddler front. So when and how did you? Well, let's talk about your time in Miami a little bit. Like we talked about who you danced with, but when were you a soloist there or a principal?
I was a principal.
You're a principal.
I was there for 9 years. I was an apprentice first, and then I think I did like 3 or 4 years in the corps, and then I was a soloist for 2 years or 3 years, and then I became a principal.
Is that pretty average for Miami under Eddie? That you would take that long?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like, actually, no, that's not true. It depends. You can't. There's no like recipe. I
He
think everyone
promotes
was very
slow,
different.
fast, whatever.
Yeah, people go so fast. I feel like I had a good, trajectory. I feel like I got to do everything. And I actually skipped a rank because we have one more rank there. Like, we have core, soloist, principal soloist, and then principal.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah,
how many,
so
but it's a smaller company. How many principal soloists are there? Like 2?
I think right now there's 4, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's 50 dancers, something like that. I think it fluctuates between like 48 and like 52, something like that. But I see like smaller companies that have like even more ranks. I think like Sarasota Ballet has like 8 ranks. It's insane. They have like soloist, demi soloist, first soloist, and they have like demi character soloists. I don't even know.
That's really like almost overwhelming to like.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, so I actually got to skip one. So in 2018, like opening night, like right after we finished, like I did Diamonds with Simone opening night, and then Lourdes came on stage and just said like, oh, just normal things they say after a show, and she's like, and now you're a principal. I was like, what? What's going on? Yeah, so those are great surprise. So I finished my time there as a principal.
Who was in the company when you were up and coming that you looked up to? I don't know many of the dancers besides you and Kleber, like in terms of the men.
Yeah, I definitely looked up to Kleber, but Renan, definitely. Renan Cerdera, he was my boyfriend for 7 years, but also the minute I stepped in the company, like I only knew him as a friend, because we're all Brazilians, like there are a lot of Brazilians there. Yeah,
Wait, where's Kleber from?
He's from Brazil as well.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think like Renan, I put him on a pedestal as a dancer. I admire him so much. He was like such an inspiration, and to this day, I always think like if I can be half of the dancer that he is. I think he's amazing. He's incredible.
And what is the age difference between all of you? Are you the youngest? Is Kleber older than you?
Kleber is maybe like 2 years older than me. I think he's 29. Maybe he's turning 29 this year. And then all the other Brazilians were kind of the same age. Like Renan is a year older than me. Natalia is a year older than me. And then there's some younger ones now, but everyone's between like 24 and 28. Like we're in the same, basically.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah. And then how did this opportunity at New York City Ballet come your way? And like when did you first catch wind of it?
It didn't come my way. I went after it.
Oh, you did?
I went after it. I was just, honestly, I saw, all the changes that were happening in New York City Ballet, change of directors, like the dancers, all the drama that went down. And I saw a window of opportunity. And, as much as, I was trained in Vaganova, but the minute I stepped on Miami City Ballet, I became obsessed with Balanchine. I was like, why would you ever want to dance any other way? I just love it so much. So then I didn't even know about New York City Ballet. What was the first
Balanchine ballet that you did that made you feel like this is the be-all, end-all for me?
The first Balanchine ballet that I did was Swan Lake, which is so weird. Like, I did like Balanchine Swan Lake second act. That was the first one that I danced. But I think the first one that I felt like that, really, square dance. Like, this is all I ever want to dance.
I totally agree with you. It's such a special ballet. And, the man has a really special solo, but the Pada did is so special.
Yeah. But I did the core, and even like, because, also Balanchine ballets, you're in the core, you dance, you dance so much.
That core is killer.
Killer. Oh my god. I did a PC2 as well, and like La Valse. I loved everything, that. And then I think the big breakthrough was also Symphony 3 movements. I did like the Turning Boy. So that made me fall in love with Balanchine, all of, and then I was like, well, New York City Ballet exists. Can I go there? That was like when I got into Miami City Ballet. And he was like, oh no, they have a school, Anyway,
Right.
shut that door. Uh, Loved, my time at Miami City Ballet. I actually said to Lourdes multiple times, like, this is the place where I'm going to retire. I love it here. And I truly did. But yeah, I saw the window opening, and it was also things were going on in my life personally and within the company. I think I really had a great situation there, personal situation, but I wasn't oblivious to things that happen around me. So I think I looked around maybe too much. Maybe that wasn't good because I absorbed and I didn't like
Mm-hmm.
what was going on and things like that. And I felt a little like burnt out, to be honest. And then I saw this opportunity, and it was on a Friday. I remember I was coming back from the theater, and I got home, and I was so sad for everything. And I was like, I'm gonna try something. And then I told Renan at the time, I was like, I'm gonna email Justin, and reach out. He's my only connection there, and he was in the team of interim directors at the time. I didn't know
Right.
John or Rebecca. Well, I knew Rebecca and Craig just from like hi, hello. But he was, so I emailed him and I said, I know this is a little unorthodox, but I would love to try and come to audition. Please forward this email to the rest of the team. Let me know if you're interested. If it's for now, it's for 3 years from now, 5 years from now. I just want to make myself available. And they got back to me and pretty fast. I sent an email, I think, on a Friday, and then on Sunday, they got back to me and said, yeah, we're interested. We're going to see what we can do and get you up here.
So when you
And
came and took class, was that like your audition?
yes.
That must be
But
stressful because it's an intimidating company class. Wouldn't you
yeah,
say?
but what happened was, so that happened on Sunday, and that week we had a layoff, and I was going to Philly to visit a friend. Um, so I stopped in New York. It was like Wednesday and Thursday. I got to New York on Wednesday, and then Thursday I was going to Philly in the morning. And then Justin saw that I was there, and he said, well, since you're here, why don't you just come in tomorrow? That was on Wednesday night. And I had brought a pair of shoes and a dance belt and sweatpants because I was going to go to Steps. So like I didn't even have tights. I borrowed like my friend's like American Apparel leggings to take class. But it was kind of good because I didn't get on the plane going to New York like, oh my God, I'm going
With all
to
this
audition.
pressure.
I mean, I still freaked out. I cried the night before and in the morning, before going into class. Yeah, but you guys were warming up for a show. Nobody cared that I was there. You guys
Yeah, it was
didn't.
chill. That's true.
Everyone was just in the zone. People like were smiley and stuff.
It is weird though, because like now, like, well, maybe you don't know, because it seems really as of late, a lot of random people come take class. Like,
I mean, I wasn't there before, but now
before
like there's
it
people
was like
all the time.
on lockdown. Nobody that you didn't know or wasn't like really, really close friend of someone would ever be suddenly in class. And like other companies, there's a little more open door between professionals. It's like if you're in town in San Francisco,
Yeah.
you could go ask and go take it, San Francisco Ballet. But like we were kind of not like that because Steps is there,
Mm-hmm.
So it was always
Sure.
and we already have like so little space.
Yeah. It's like, but that day I remember it wasn't that full.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Was it a
Yeah, I
Nutcracker?
remember. I mean, no, because it was winter season. It was end of January when I auditioned.
Oh, interesting.
And you guys, yeah, it was a performance day because it was at the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have to admit, usually when there's like a new guy, is because it's never women, right? It's only guys that get to do it.
It's true.
To enter New York City Ballet without going through the school sometimes, just because we like, need you all. So whenever there's like a new person, I'm like, always like, who is that?
It's audition.
Yeah, like I'm always asking people next to me, do you know who that is? Who's that person?
Yeah.
And like, so it's like, because it was just for so long that like no one was doing that. But I do remember when you came, I was like, I knew you from Instagram, and I was like, hi.
Yeah, you were. Very friendly. And I was like, panic mode.
Wait, what? You were in panic mode? Oh.
I was in panic mode. But honestly, like the minute bar was done at the audition, and then Renan, my boyfriend at the time, was there because he came as like my support
Oh,
system.
that's sweet.
So he
Well,
was
he must
also
have
taking
been sad that you were
class.
going to leave.
Yeah, he was sad. I mean, I was devastated. I think like I said, I cried the night before in the morning just because I was thinking like, oh my god, I just started thinking of all the
Yeah.
Yeah, but the minute bar finished, I just looked at him and I was like, there's no way I'm getting this job. That was like the worst bar I've ever done.
Was it like crazy fast tendus or just a really short bar?
No, I mean we do that too. Like,
okay.
We do that at Miami City Ballet. It just didn't feel good. Yeah. So I was just trying to make the most of it. Yeah, in my American Apparel tights. Yeah, but Rebecca taught, and then Justin was there to watch, and then John came later just to watch. But yeah, and then maybe like 2 weeks later, they offered me the contract.
And when you first came, I think we all had no idea what you were going to get used for, right? And even if it started out that it seemed like there wasn't much for you, suddenly you were like insanely busy by the end because you just kept getting used for more and more things. And like, how many, when we stopped in February, what was your schedule? Had you gone like, just like...
Like, my last week, I finished, I think I did 6 ballets my last week. Because I did Rotunda, I did in G major, I did episodes. What else did I do? Am I making that up? Too many ballets? But I was in every show, so maybe there was just like, because I had to do like every G major.
Oh, that's
just fall
right.
season, I did 6 ballets just in fall season, and 5 of them I had never done. I had only
and that's
done
the other thing is
Dances
that, like,
That Are Gathering.
All of this was material that you had just learned. Like, we know some of this. Like, NG was the only new thing I might have done in this
But you had seen it. I had never even seen it. Like,
yeah, but had I seen it,
I know, it's
I hadn't
different.
studied it. You just watch it and go, oh, but, like, especially for me, like, I see what kind of height a certain role is usually cast as, or a type of dancer. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll never do that.
You're just like, I'll just watch because it's pretty.
Yeah, so you don't, like, watch it. But maybe some people do, but I don't. Yeah. So that was like, when you're not in the mode to learn things, it takes a while. Can we talk about how you're very helpful to me when I don't know what step is next?
Polyphonia was the best, actually. Like,
oh, yeah. God, we've really done a lot together, we did.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking we did, and all of those things that I did were brand new for me. Like, before you came, I was in a rut. Like, I only did theme and variations in Chaipa and Tarantella. Like, it just was, like, stuck in a rut. And so it's been fun for me since you arrived. I don't know.
I mean, we did Everywhere We Go.
Everywhere We Go.
We did in G major.
Yep.
We did Polyphonia. Yep. What else did we do? That was it, maybe. But that's a lot for a whole life.
It was a lot, especially to.
Well, and also we were supposed to do DGV together originally.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We did one rehearsal together.
Yeah, and then I think also in the new Eder Liang piece, we were in the studio so much together because we're the only ones like getting it thrown on, and we're like so stressed. We're like, do we even know this ballet? Like, it was so hard. Yeah, I just remember us like in the studio upstairs, and the guys were like using the elevator, and it was beeping. We're like, no, absolutely not. We are rehearsing.
I said that. Why was he so?
They were like picking up their phone. I mean, it wasn't like
I thought it was actually
it wasn't the elevator beeping. Their phone was ringing, and they would pick up and have a normal conversation like there wasn't anyone else in the room.
Because they recoded the elevators in New York. Like, all of a sudden, all the elevators needed to have some update. and they just walked in the middle of rehearsal. But why was rehearsal so important? I don't remember what about it. We needed to really focus. It was like
we
had
didn't
like
know about we had never done like the first movement.
Oh, I know what I said. I said, you probably think this looks like not important at all and like we're doing nothing, but this is incredibly important and we really need to focus. So could you please be
Yes, I remember. I mean, you were.
I can get feisty sometimes.
Yeah, you were right though. You were right.
It
So
needed to be
we
said.
were in the studio so much. And everywhere we go, I mean, we rehearse that a lot too.
I mean, I still don't know it.
It's like, do we do it? How do we do it?
If you ask me today, like it's like Jeu de Cartes is like that. It's a Peter Martin's ballet. And I went into it again after doing it one season. It came back again like I don't know over 5 years later, maybe even 7 years later. I don't know. It was like a long time in between, and I couldn't have told you one of the steps. Like, I just looked at Katie Tracy. I was like, are you ready to reteach this whole thing all over again? And then the weirdest thing would happen as she started reteaching it to me, my body just started, like, doing the next step. Like, she would teach me a phrase, and then I would go into the next step that she hadn't retaught, but I didn't even know what it was. My body was just doing it. It was like this weird out-of-body experience. But you, more than anyone I've ever danced with, you learn choreography really quickly. Wouldn't you say?
I did think that, but when I got to City Ballet, I didn't feel that way because you guys do so much all the time.
They threw an insane amount at you, but if you had not picked it up so quickly, they wouldn't have kept throwing more on you. Like you were like,
no, I would say that I do learn really fast. It's just when I like coming from a place where we do, in the course of a whole year.
Take your time,
Yeah, we take our time. We have more time. But I do think I learned pretty fast. And yeah, like, you worked for my advantage. Like, I had to. I made sure.
The thing in Justin Peck choreography is that there's a lot of repeats. So when there's a repeat, it can be really frustrating because, I'm explaining this to people watching, like, you might go into autopilot of version 1 when you're really supposed to be on version 2 or 3, where the ending is just slightly different and it takes you down a whole different path of movement. And it's just like, so if you miss that one little change, you're like going the wrong direction and you end up in the whole wrong place. So like, that was my struggle with Justin, because also his choreography is so complex that I couldn't even remember the repeats. I was trying to remember just that one version, not versions 2 and 3. So you would shout it out. And like, I've never danced with anybody before that does like stuff like, Joaquin would shout things at me, but more like, come on, let's go. And you're like, you would be like, passe or turn or.
Oh yeah, no. But that's the thing. I used to do that at Miami City Ballet. My friend Emily Bromberg, I danced with her a lot and I remember saying things, and with Lauren too. It's funny. Yeah.
I appreciated it though. It was like
I think I have like, I don't know. That's how I remember choreography. I do like a dialogue in my head and then like I say it out loud to you.
It was helpful.
Yeah. Different repeat.
Yeah.
Because it is hard. It was so hard. Because,
but like your mind. See, I'm like in the moment of what I'm doing in that one step, and your mind is already at the next step. I think you're one step ahead always. Than me, at least. I was slow. All of those ballets we did together, I couldn't tell you how they start.
I don't. I dare you to do the first movement of Polyphonia right now. How's it start?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, you got it.
And actually, I have to say, she drilled that into us, Katie Tracy. Bravo, Katie.
Oh my God, so much. She did, yeah. We rehearsed that a lot, but she did a great job on us.
Part of teaching something really well is knowing the counts forwards and backwards, so that like if we ask any weird question, they're like able to answer properly. Like she's able to do that in this like robotic, phenomenal way. So that's like always super helpful to learn choreography fast, because I remember one time I sat down with her. I think you were busy. You were so busy. You didn't come to one rehearsal. And I was like, we're not wasting this time. And I got my phone out and I was like, tell me all of the counts for the pas de quatre. Maybe it was a pas de quatre. Or no, it was a finale. So I have them on my phone. It's like, it must look like some crazy language. It's like,
but you understand it.
2 3s and then a 4 5 6. Like,
oh yeah, it's like all this like 4 5 6.
Wait, let me pull it up. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, I wanna. And the promenades in the first movement, also when we all had to be together, like that was so hard to count. And every time, like,
I think we did pretty good though. Oh, here
and
it is.
even, like, the
Polyphonia.
first,
Okay, do you want to hear it?
Tell me.
Let's just go through the whole thing. Finale. 2 5s and a 10 go on 8. 2 5s and a 10 go on 7. 1 slow 10. Count a 12. 2 3. Count a 14. Beginning into 3 4 5. To second. To second. Inch up. 7. Count 7.
I'm doing the steps.
Monkey for 5.
Oh God, I forgot.
1 2 3.
Oh my God, you're already there.
Slide out 12. 1 2 to slide. Count for everything. Hold 7 8. Turn 9 10. Over 11 12.
Oh my God.
7 counts and then leg on 2 3. 9 for Panche and then a 7 8 9 is standing up. Runs are 2 7s. New diagonal 11. Fast 7 is Susu and down. Second flamingo is 9. Stand up 7 8 9. Back up is 7 land 1. 7 for the kicks 11. Passe rond de jambe new 8. Jeté balance another new 8. Plie crash 7. Beginning again twice. Once right and left. Country western 12. Fast 1 2 3. Boy back 8. 5 5 and a 3 for step up attitude. Don't count the attitudes. Slow 6 out. 5 for Bizet. 10 to the flips. Passes around 10. Trade places for 3. He goes around till 8. Bore for 5.
And you're there.
That's intense.
It's so intense.
That is so intense.
It's so intense.
And we did it.
But for me, the hardest was the first movement. I mean, literally, the piece of music is called Disorder. Like, how are we supposed to hear it? Like, it was...
I mean, it actually kind of causes anxiety in you to hear. I think it's supposed to. It's like, dun, 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 and it's like 2 different melodies that don't have anything to do with each other, and they crash into each other. And I don't even know how to hear it, but we just keep a beat. Yeah,
just keep a beat. And even the start, because like we started there in 6th position, and then there was like the light.
Yeah, Sarah and I talked about this. Oh, so how did you, I was telling Sarah, I was like this at the light. Like my head was forward and I was like I was trying not to blink. Because if you blink, you miss it.
Yeah. At Miami City Ballet, we had like toe lights at the bottom. It was so much easier because then you can actually look to the front.
Yeah, but it doesn't really make much sense to have it in the wing. I don't know what kind of peripheral vision they think we have.
It's like, what are those animals that like have the eyes go to each direction? I know their name in Portuguese. Like a chameleon. No, it's like a chameleon. What, the change colors? Yeah. It's a shark. Shark's eyes don't move like this.
Oh my God. No, but Ingy was really special to do with you because we didn't plan on doing it together, but well, first of all, I want to say I was really proud of doing Everywhere We Go with you. That was a ballet my brother, like I don't know if you know, but like I was never in new ballets ever. Like new choreography. Like choreography where the choreographer's still alive. Like never really a part of my career. So to get to be in that ballet and really sink my teeth into just in choreography, but like we did good too. And I had a lot of pride in our effort. Like that's a special moment for me. I remember when we would run out in that moment, what do they call that? When you run out in the flashes of the light.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
I love that.
Because I would watch my brother in this ballet. He was an original. And my brother was always in new ballets. So I was always like doing the old school, and he was always doing the new stuff. And I would watch it, and I just felt like I'm actually, it's kind of unique to have that be something that happens late in your career, that you have something that you've like been watching and wanting to be a part of. Like you could be so jaded, but I was like, we're in the what did they call it? Crashes? Is that what we said? And just like running out, I just was like standing. I don't know if I was like behind Mary Liz, and I was just like, oh my God! I just had this moment of being like so youthful innocence in the ballet and being so excited to be there. And usually I don't have that. I'm like, here's my 500th tarantella. So that was really special to me. But I wanted to say...
No, I mean, that was like, I actually gave, yesterday I was doing a live, and I gave a workshop also for New York City Ballet. And like, I was asked both times, like, my best memory of my first season in New York City Ballet, and that's it. Like, ever I recall. It's definitely, like, it's a big, like, mark on my
That
first
part is
season
phenomenal,
there.
and that one moment where we do the huge tour jeté, and then that
Yeah.
music is just,
Yeah.
there's nothing
And what was the
so
part that they
satisfying.
start, like, closing us?
Yes,
Like,
the
that they
trash
come like
compactor.
this?
It's called the trash
Oh,
compactor.
that's my favorite. When you go and, like, you reach, and
Yes!
then you do, like, the crazy. That was my favorite.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that so much. What a fun time we had.
Yeah.
But in G, like, we weren't supposed to dance together. And then we did
Nope.
one quick rehearsal because you were exhausted, so you barely were like...
I had just finished doing episodes before I did that in G rehearsal with you. Like the 7-minute solo where I had just performed it, where I have to, like, break my body in half and throw myself on the floor barefoot.
And then you came into the studio and ran an 11-minute pas de deux with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
before
figured
the
out
show that
logistics.
Yeah.
But that was really fun. Like, there's that moment at the beginning of NG where you just are facing each other.
It's so special.
Isn't it special?
Oh, well, that music.
I know that music is incredible.
It's so special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know about Susan?
Yeah, no, I mean, not then.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, now. I didn't know then. Yeah.
Yeah. One of our, for people watching, one of our beloved pianists, Susan Walters, she got diagnosed with throat cancer at the beginning of the pandemic, and she just went through surgery. But she played in G for us, and actually when I texted her to just say, is this really true, what's happening? She told me all of the details, and isn't this crazy? And then she wrote, I'm just so glad I got to perform in G for you, or play it with you and rehearse it with you, and all of that time spent together. Because like when someone's a pianist for a performance like that, they're in every single rehearsal with us. That's something people might not know. Like, every day that we go and rehearse that, she's there for that whole hour or hour and a half that we're working on it. Every minute I was in the practice room learning it with Adrienne, like, she was playing. It was, like, incredible. All of the time they put into that. But I should also say, she's okay. It's survivable, but she had to have a crazy surgery. So it's hard to have people go through things like this in this time when you can't really be there for them. So
yeah, that's very true.
That's hard.
Think about that.
Yeah. Do you know what I organized? Oh, I didn't tell you this. I got a group of us together, and we went and did the last movement of Dances at a Gathering in her courtyard at her apartment building before, like, a week before her surgery. And
that is so amazing.
We we had a little speaker just, like, kind of near where her window was, and her husband brought her to the window, and then I pushed play on my iPhone, and it was a mixture of people that hadn't been in the ballet, and then some people that had. So we were, like, on a street corner in, like, Harlem teaching choreography. And people walked by, and they're like, what is this? I was like, we're with the New York City Ballet. Like, I was just like...
And now we perform on the street.
I know, I was thinking, you guys, maybe we should just go around to street corners right now, because this is really fun. But that was, like, something that I kind of got me through a hard time of the pandemic to, like, reach out and be with her. And so many, you've been in dances too with her, like, for so many years.
I was gonna mention that got to work with her a lot.
Yeah, for so many years she plays that. What is that? It's like over an hour, that ballet, and she plays every single rehearsal leading up to the performance, and then probably a dress rehearsal that day. She plays it a couple times. Like, she's just insane. She's amazing.
Yeah,
so I'm glad she's getting good care. But little shout out to Susan. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And now here we are. We're just waiting for life to start again.
Yes, waiting for life to start again. For everything to... dance life. No, all of life. What is going on right now? I don't even know. Like, it's so strange. It really is.
I've had my ups and downs. I'm in an up right now because I'm excited to go to France. But I've had some real struggles with it. Like I had a moment where I could not even like get out of bed for a couple days. I realized later I think it was depression. Like I thought, oh, I'm anemic. I need to eat more iron, you know, and I need a steak or I need some spinach. And like my blood work was totally fine. Like I was just depressed, and I didn't even, you know, it was like a physical manifestation of depression. It wasn't like I was like feeling down, even though we're all feeling down. I just, my body was just like, and then I think, you know, we have so many endorphins, like, that
Oh my God, yeah.
we go through all day long when we're dancing, to suddenly not have that release. I think that's
Yeah.
mentally hard.
Oh yeah, it's so hard. I mean, I mean, I had a lot of injuries like throughout my career at Miami City Ballet, so I always felt that like that really got to me, the facts that I wasn't like, you know, exhausting my body to the fullest and getting that like those endorphins. I always felt depressed when I was injured. I mean, on top of like, you know, being
Yeah.
injured, but it did really drive me crazy. So I had to always like find something. So the same thing happened now. But I feel like in the beginning it was sort of okay. Like it took me really long to hit me. Apart from the anxiety, like in the beginning, I had a lot of issues with like opening Instagram and seeing everyone like doing live things, and I was like, oh my God, am I supposed to be doing this too? Uh, I'm not. Am I not productive? And I know we all have like ways. Like I have, you know, even I like. I mean, whoever follows me on Instagram like sees that like I exercise all day and I share, but I like to share, you know. But I'm not. But the problem is that like, I absorbed it in a negative way when I saw people. I like put myself down instead of like being inspired or like thinking like, oh, that's good for them and good for other people.
Yeah,
But
it
like
kind of felt like a
I
race,
am
huh?
not. Yeah. So now I feel like I'm in a high too right now.
Yeah. Month
Cause
5 is a high, people.
yeah, and let's maintain it that way.
I
I
agree.
think.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
but
think
I was yeah
we had to figure out what this was. You
yeah
know, like there was
yeah
always this hope it would just be short, and
yeah.
it
And like
obviously.
who we are in it, like what are we doing with it, or like are we not doing anything? But then you also have to be okay with it, like not put yourself down. Like I never, I was like, I definitely. I mean, I not guessing that. I know I was depressed. You know, I talked to people, but I'm like, I had like a high functioning depression. I would get out of bed and like do 6 things in a day just to like keep myself going, but then I would feel miserable, and I would like literally sit and meditate and like try to do Reiki on myself, but like hate, like it's like hate Reiki. Like it's probably not even good for me because I'm like, oh, feel better, be happy, you know, like it's
Wait, let's
not
talk
good.
about your meditation, because and you're really
Yes,
into yoga, and I love to
yoga,
meditate, and I
love
think it's
it.
such a great tool for anything you're doing in life, but especially performance. So, what has it given you, and how did you come by it?
Uh, with friends at Miami City Ballet, we had a group. That's when I first started meditating. We would do like a chant and meditate together every Wednesday. We had like Wednesday meditation. We like meditate and then order pizza after. It was amazing. There was
Wow,
like 10 of us. Yeah, it was really cool.
was
And it was
Kleber in
like,
that group?
Kleber wasn't in that group actually.
Okay, because when he
You know
went to
Jeanette and
Hawaii with
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah, Jeanette and Patricia, like
Oh,
this,
cool.
like you know, the Delgados and their parents. So it would be like me, Renan, Trisha, Ashley, Emily, Jeanette, Patricia, and their parents, and
Oh,
um,
that's
uh,
amazing.
Jay. So
Um, I was
that
thinking
was like
Kleber
my
was a
first.
meditator because when he went to Hawaii with me, he like was into the lava rocks because they were grounding. Like he's like a crystals guy.
No, he is though. He was just not in the group, but he is. He really is. So that was like my first contact, but it takes a while for you to actually like get the. I mean, it's an ongoing effort,
Yeah.
but with time, like I just I think like when I first started approaching it, I wanted to like shut the world off and like have this like experience of like removing myself. And then with time, I started learning that it was more of actually looking at things, actually being very present and looking at things at the world around you, but being able to remove yourself from your circumstances, just looking at it from a different, a different perspective almost of, without ego or without, um, like letting it affect you so much. Just, still acknowledging it, because there was some time that I was like, everything's fine, everything's great. And that's also like not true, because things are not always great. So it just taught me how to like be present in the moment, instead of trying to have this like out of body experience where I stop being a part of society because I don't want to, pay attention to things because it's going to bother me or anything like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I started doing Kundalini, which is this crazy type of yoga. My friend, who's a yoga instructor, and she knew that I loved meditating. She knew that I loved yoga. She knew that I loved breath work. I used to go to this like breath circles where you just like lie there and you do this like really heavy breathing for like an hour, and it puts your oxygen. It's insane. It's insane. But you're doing like a
Are
crazy
you laying
breath.
down? Because I would probably fall asleep.
You're laying down. Yeah, no, you don't fall asleep. I mean, I don't want to do the breath, like, because like you're literally breathing like this, like you're not gonna fall asleep if you're breathing like that for like an hour.
Oh.
Yeah. So then my friend knew that I liked that, so she introduced me to Kundalini. She was like, "There's a studio in New York that I love to go," and I went. And
I remember when you started going, you were like, "I've got a pass for a month." I'm going every day.
I got, and I went like almost every day the first month. It's like an hour and a half, and it's grueling. Like I'm doing it online, and I mean we've done so much crazy stuff. But sometimes like you hold your hands like this while you're sitting like across, like, and you do like it's different hand positions.
Is it a mudra? Like a mudra.
Yeah, sometimes a mudra, but sometimes you do like little like alien hands, and then you hold. For like the most I've done in an exercise like 12 minutes like this, like, and then you're like chanting, or sometimes you're doing some sort of breath work, and it's about like breaking those barriers that we have like in our heads.
So like,
and that's how
they want you to hit that wall of being like, oh, I want to get out of this.
But like this is something simple. Sometimes like the other day I had to like lay on my back and just like kick my butt with my feet, like laying on my back, so it's like kicking my butt, and I did it for 7 minutes straight. I don't even know how I did that. It looks so simple, and then you also have to like, it's like the weirdest things sometimes.
So what does it give you? Does it release endorphins?
I can't even explain. I wish I knew like the science behind it. I just know that it just makes me feel like that anything is possible, almost like that. It's so like mental. It's helped me so much with ballet. And like I do it in the wings, like before going to a show. I do like
breath of
fire. Yes, like with this is like ego eradicator, so it helps you like get rid of your ego. Like when you have your hands like this, and then you do breath of fire.
Your thumbs are like that. They're probably gonna cut out your thumbs.
Yeah, your thumbs. And I was like, everyone probably thinks I'm a weirdo, which I kind of am.
I would see you do that, like if you're understudying, you would like, and you weren't being used, you would be meditating in your extra time, and I just was like, yes, like I loved it, because no one else in New York City Ballet does that, and like I've meditated in front of people before, and almost found it distracting, but then Craig actually came up and told me, he was like, I saw you meditating there, and it just made me feel so calm, or something. I forget what he said, like seeing like distraction around, but then I was like this, like gave him like some real peace or something. But it's hard to carve out the time in chaos.
It is, yeah.
And to have the thought of it, I'm like such a social person, so if we're all just sitting there and don't have anything to do, I'm like, and like I have to be in a quiet room by myself. Like, thank God I have a principal dressing room, because I would not, I mean, I would find a room. When I'm on gigs and I have to share dressing rooms with a lot more people, I always go find a little. I've meditated in a closet before a show. Like a dark like closet, like I had a chair and a broom, and I was just like, okay, I'm good.
Oh my God.
But it's all you need.
But I mean,
right?
yeah, you gotta find it. You gotta make that space. And sometimes like people think you need to do it for 40 minutes, like literally if you do 3 minutes every day, like if you find 3 minutes to do it, it's just like it's 1 second to like focus on something, or you let the thoughts come by and like you look at it, and there's it's like a wave, it comes and goes, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just about finding that little moment where you can use it. And I don't think I would have survived. Actually, no, I would have, because people are really nice in New York City Ballet, but I thought everyone was gonna be a bitch to me when I got there. Like that was what I expected, to be honest.
No,
So I
because
was
like
preparing
really,
myself for that. I was building walls. I was like, no, no, but I got there and everyone was so nice.
but also you realize like how much we know we need you. We're like, hey, come help out. Like, we need another guy.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like meditation's got me through so much stuff. So I just keep doing it. And then the Reiki too. I love doing Reiki.
How did you start that?
I had a massage therapist here last year that told me about it, and then a good friend, the mom of like one of my best friends, my childhood friend, she told me, she's like, I've been doing it. I think it just really, goes with you, with your personality, and I feel your energy when I do it in you. So I want you to get certified. So I did it, and I've been.
You're really certified in Reiki?
Yeah, I am. And actually, I'm certified level 1 and 2, and this year I redid level 1.
Oh wow!
So I just wanted to yeah. But I have only practiced on
Okay,
other people twice. I only do it on myself.
It seems like this magical thing. Is it? It's based off of energy and like, I mean,
Yeah.
what can you do? Is it just like you're putting your hands over something and you have intentional thought?
Yeah, well, so I mean, there's scientific proof also. We're all like made from energy. Like there's energy everywhere. Even like everything that we see, every object, like we see like 1% of it. The other 99 is like energy. So it's basically the science that using the energy that's already there, you know, available to us, but channeling that through, you channel that through your body. So if I'm doing it in you, it's kind of like, some people use it. It has no ties to religion. It's a spiritual practice, but it has no ties to religion. You can use a religion in it. It's basically asking like permission to the universe to use energy, the source of energy that's already there, and use that to heal other people. And it really truly does work. I mean, and also you can look at scientific experiments where they do it to like plants. They do it to one,
I was just thinking about plants.
And like to water, and where and then they look at the molecules and they're like completely changing the one that was on Reiki
I
and the
read
one that
this
wasn't.
great book that was about this that my acupuncturist told me about. I forget what it was called, but it's about the feelings of your cells. That cells have a sense of feeling and react to positive or negative experiences, and I forget what the book was called, but it was incredible. And this woman that wrote it, she was like part of AIDS research. I mean, she's like a real legit scientist, but she was at the forefront of the body-mind connection scientific part of it, of proving it. Yeah. And that's really cool.
Yeah. And like you have to, also it's not just that, like it's like my knee, for example, it's hurting, and if I just do Reiki, it's not gonna, I also have to do my physical therapy and strengthening, but the Reiki, just, makes that work even more.
Yeah.
And it's also like an instinctual thing, like, I mean, you have a daughter sometimes, I don't know, if she has a bump, you go and kiss it.
Yeah.
That's your way of sending, good energy to that. And it does work. Even with just music, I've seen experiments where they play like heavy, like rock, like metal to like a plant, and then the other one they put like nice classical music, and also that changes the plant, because we respond to our surroundings. It's like everything's connected. And I do like have like physical sensations as well, like my hands when I start. I hope people that are gonna watch don't think I'm a lunatic, because I'm not. I know what I'm talking about. I mean, you can only experience it, but also you have to believe in it. Like nothing's gonna work if you don't believe in it. You can take medicine, if you don't believe in it, it's not gonna work. Yeah. Like when I start, like like I just like start pushing my hands together, and there's like this crazy ball of energy, and everything's like tingling here. It's so cool.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's really cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I got it done once,
Yeah.
and I didn't. I thought it was like a voodoo thing. Like, this isn't real. Like, but the more I'm more into like meditation and even like I love crystals.
Hmm.
Like when I go through hard times, like I'll just like hold them like when I go to sleep or something. Like they got me through my divorce. This is how I got into it. I had a friend in my Broadway show as a gift, like days after I was starting to get a divorce. It all happened very suddenly. She gave me I don't know what it's called. I want to say tourmaline. I don't even know. It's like a green stone, and
Hmm.
but it was supposed to be for healing and dealing maybe with like emotional stuff. And I didn't even realize it. I held on to that stone for 3 straight days. It did not leave my hand. Like I held on to it so tightly, and it was like I don't know. I don't know what it was about the situation, but I felt like it brought me like a lot of comfort in this horribly scary time. I felt like something grounded me, and also it came from the love of a friend, you know. So I didn't feel like alone anywhere I was going. I was like, I don't know. That was like the beginning of me
Yeah.
falling in love with like crystals and stuff. And I think from that I started to realize the power of all of the energy around us, and that even the energy of a crystal or something. Like my husband is probably going to think I'm psycho talking about this, but
No, I
I
think
love it.
it's all about like, believing. It's all there, it really is. But I mean, I say this, it's not like I remember all the time. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh,
Exactly.
fuck this shit.
But it's like a
It's
tool
like,
in our toolbox, right? Like we have all of these
yeah,
tools to help us cope. You know, like life's
yeah.
hard, but also ballet's like more unnaturally difficult, and you need good coping skills. I think that's one thing that through all of the drama of it our company has gone through. I'm realizing young people, especially men, need to have great coping skills when they enter into a stressful work environment. I've noticed, like, I think women deal with the stress of ballet they'll get like a weird eating issue, you know? They'll eat too
Mm,
much or they'll eat too little. Like, they get like controlling and, or kind of like a little bit mental about it, too much in their head. Men, though, too easily grab a drink or a cigarette
yeah,
or
yeah,
drugs. So
yeah.
I think that you're a great example because it's not like, you know, we don't talk about stuff like this that much, but I think we should like talk about like the tools that we all use, meditation, yoga, the breathing. Like it does affect you and change you and help you, and I think that we should kind of like destigmatize it so that young dancers and young guys especially can know like that's a great way to cope
Yeah.
and get through a
Yeah,
hard moment in
honestly,
life.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's why every time I have a chance, I talk openly about it. Even though I'm like, I hope people don't think I'm crazy, but
Not
even
at
if
all.
they do, like, that's, I know how it feels. I know how much it's
Well,
helped
it's
me,
like it's
and
what works
everyone
for
has their
you.
way.
You know, it doesn't have to work for
Yeah,
everybody, but that's what works for you. And maybe there's
absolutely. Yeah.
someone out there where they'll be like, oh, maybe I should try that. And that's their thing.
Mm.
You know, you don't know
Yeah,
until you hear from someone else. It's not like you're just going to
yeah,
discover, oh, if I do this, I'm going to feel better. Like, you can't, like,
yeah,
invent it from the ground up each time you go through life.
yeah. But that's what I mean, I had to figure out because I was trying to like create these experiences from like what I saw on TV or from what other people had, and now slowly, actually, especially because I've been doing it for a year, but I feel like especially the last 3 months that I'm starting to find out like what is actually that works for me. Like I was like, oh, should I do like words of affirmation? Should I write?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the Reiki and the meditation. What kind of meditation? Do I do it every day? Like what time of the day do I do? Like when does it work? And there's a lot of like little things that also, just like surrounding yourself with the right people. There's so many things that we can do for ourselves. Or sometimes no, it's just like being alone that other people don't. It's better for you to be alone, whatever works,
Yeah.
you know.
But when you are around people, they should be the right people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you. You really like I'm so grateful you joined our company. I was like a little skeptical, like, what is he gonna do? What's he gonna be like? And like you fully exceeded my expectations. Like I was just like so grateful that there was another really kind soul in that theater. You know, like a good heart. You have such a good heart, and I'm so happy that we get to dance together, and I hope we get to do it soon.
I know. I hope we do too.
Thanks. Thank you so much for taking the time, Jovani.
Yeah, thank you. I don't even know what to say. Like, your words are so nice. Like, I don't know how to say thank you.
It's super genuine. It's super genuine. You're just a special guy, so I'm so glad we have you for us now. Yay.
I'm happy to be with all of you.
Yay. Someday when we are all back together.
Yeah, I know.
See you in a year.
Oh, gosh.
Stay safe, stay well, and enjoy your family.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.